Chapter 16. Climate. Introduction. Climate is an average of atmospheric conditions over a long period. Generally, climate is determined from the average weather conditions of summer, winter, and rainy season of a place for about 35 years or more. In short, climate is an average of long-term atmospheric conditions. Weather is an average of short-term conditions of atmosphere. Weather can change at any time during a day. Change in weather conditions depends on air temperature, air pressure, humidity, rain, fog, or amount of clouds, etc. Weather affects our daily agricultural activities. Indian Meteorological Department publishes a daily weather map and a report of the entire nation. India shows a large diversity and characteristics in climatic conditions. Seasons change in some parts of the earth according to the wind direction. So the winds which change their direction according to the season are called monsoon winds. These winds are so named after the Arabic word mausim. India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Myanmar are Asian countries which experience monsoon climate. Seasonal changes. Revolution of the earth around the sun and her axial tilt are major reasons for changes in seasons. The axis of the earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees and makes an angle of 66.5 degrees with the orbit. Seasons are caused due to the axial tilt. Regions receiving more sunlight experience summer, while regions receiving less sunlight experience winter. Sun rays fall vertically over Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December, so the southern hemisphere experiences summer and the northern hemisphere experiences winter. Nights in India are longer and colder in winter. Similarly, the sun rays are vertical over Tropic of Cancer on 21st June, so the days are longer. Rotation and revolution of the earth have a direct impact on the food, clothing, and residences of man. In monsoonal countries like India, the winter and summer monsoon winds, which change direction according to the season, affect the seasonal weather and give peculiar characteristics to the weather of every season. That is why the climate is called monsoonal climate. Variations in the climates of India. There are many variations in the climate of India. South India has a peninsular shape, hence it experiences moderate maritime climate, while the climate becomes more continental while going away from the seashore. A large part of North India is away from the seacoast, so it experiences continental climate. The Tropic of Cancer passes almost through middle of India. Area to the south of it falls in torrid zone, while the area to the north of it is in temperate zone. As a result, there is a large difference in the temperature and rainfall in different parts of the country. Example, the temperature in Leh and Dras in north in Kashmir is as low as -45 degrees Celsius during winter. Sri Ganganagar and Alwar in Rajasthan record 51 degrees Celsius high temperature during summer. Similarly, Cherrapunji in Meghalaya in East India gets about 1,200 centimeter rainfall annually, which is maximum in the world. Mawsynram, about 16 km away from Cherrapunji, is famous for receiving maximum rainfall during 24 hours. In the west, the deserts of Rajasthan receive only 10 to 12 centimeter rainfall annually. Contradicting climatic conditions are seen in our country when one region has devastating floods, while the other faces drought due to intense heat and scanty or absence of rainfall. Some regions face devastating effects of thunderstorms, sandstorms, and tropical cyclones, Thus, seasonal weather has diversified effects. Factors affecting the climate. There are some factors on the surface of the Earth which control the distribution and amount of elements of climate. These are called climatic factors. Following factors affect the climate of India. Latitude. Climatic type on the surface of the Earth changes according to the latitude of the place concerned. There is a distance of about 111 kilometers between two successive latitudes. Sun rays fall vertically over equatorial region, hence it is very hot throughout the year. India is divided into two zones of different climatic conditions, namely torrid zone and temperate zone. Distance from sea. The distance of landmass from sea is another important factor affecting the climate. Water and land have different capacity to conserve and release the solar heat. As a result, coastal regions experience temperate climate, while the climate becomes continental in the interior places away from seacoast. The climate of Mumbai in India is temperate as it is near the seacoast, while it is continental at Nagpur or Delhi as these places are far away from sea. Altitude. As we go higher in the atmosphere from sea level, air pressure and air temperature decrease, while higher relief gets more rain. Due to the high altitude, the Himalayan peaks remain snow-covered throughout the year. Moist air cools down when it rises and gives rain. With increasing altitude of the mountains in Meghalaya, the rainfall increases. In general, air temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for the ascent of 165 meters or by 6.5 degrees Celsius for an ascent of every 1000 meters from the surface of the Earth. Atmospheric pressure and winds. India falls in the path of northeast trade winds. These winds originate due to tropical high-pressure belt in northern hemisphere. These winds deflect due to Coriolis force and blow towards equator. In past, these winds were utilized for oceanic trade, so these are called trade winds. As these winds blow over landmass, they contain less moisture. The Indian Ocean is located to the south of India, Arabian Sea lies to the west, and Bay of Bengal is in the east. Due to this vast water mass, the wind passing over them absorb moisture and bring rain in India. During winter, high pressure develop to the north of Himalayas. Cold and dry winds from this region blow towards the oceanic area where low pressure is created. During summer, low pressure develops due to high temperature over Central Asia and Indian landmass. At this time, high pressure prevails over Indian Ocean in south, so winds tend to blow from the high pressure over Indian Ocean to low pressure in North India. These winds are known as southwest monsoon winds. They contain moisture and bring rain in India. Sometimes, a peculiar phenomena takes place over places located far from India, which creates temporary changes in the long-term climatic pattern. Phenomena like jet stream, western disturbances, El Nino, ITCZ have affected the Indian weather to a great extent. However, the monsoonal characteristics of climate of India remain unaffected. Seasons of India. Weather in our country remains almost the same for every 2 months. These 2 months' duration is called season. As per tradition, there are 6 seasons in India. These are Hemant, Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha and Sharad. There is hardly any noticeable difference in the weather between two successive seasons. So if two seasons are taken simultaneously, then there would be only 3 seasons of the year. 1. Cold season. 2. Hot season. 3. Rainy season. Changes in seasons are experienced distinctly in India. Cold weather starts with the beginning of winter. Temperature gradually increases during summer. With the onset of monsoon, air gathers moisture and brings rain. Indian Meteorological Department of Government of India at Delhi has divided the climate of India into 4 seasons. 1. Cold weather season, winter, December to February. 2. Hot weather season, summer, March to May. 3. Advancing monsoon, rainy season, June to September. 4. Retreating monsoon season, October to November. Cold weather season, winter, December to February. In India, the 3 months duration from December to February is considered as winter. Sun shines vertically over the southern hemisphere between 22nd September to 21st March. India is situated in northern hemisphere, so it is under the influence of slant sun rays between December to February, and low temperature prevails. Winds blow from northeast direction from Central Asia. These winds are dry and cold, so the weather also remains dry and cold. The sky during this season generally remains clear or cloudless. Northeast India remains comparatively cooler as it is far away from the sea and some part of it is a desert. During winter, this region develops high pressure and this deflects the winds. Dry and cool winds are generated due to the high pressure. These winds reduce the temperature of the places over which they blow. In Delhi, temperature often goes below 10 degrees Celsius during winter, and it remains around 16 degrees Celsius in Allahabad and 18 degrees Celsius in Kolkata. At this time, the temperature in Himalayas is much less. The January temperature of Shimla, Darjeeling is around 5 degrees Celsius. After the snowfall in Himalayas, the cold and heavy winds rush towards the North Indian plains. As a result, this plain along with Gujarat and Rajasthan are under the grip of cold wave. Temperature decreases suddenly. Frost in some area destructs the cotton crop. Temperature does not fall below freezing point during winter, except for the high mountainous regions because the central Himalayas obstruct the extremely cold winds coming from Central Asia and protects India from severe cold. Like to know. Let us know certain weather terms appearing frequently in the newspapers in India. Jet stream. In both hemispheres around 30 degrees latitudes, very powerful winds in a pipe-shaped belt blow with high speed in the atmosphere at an altitude of 8 to 15 kilometers. These winds are known as jet streams. Their average velocity is about 150 kilometers per hour, and in the central part of this wind belt, their velocity is about 400 kilometers. During winter, these winds blow over the southern slopes of Himalayas, and in summer, these are stationed over peninsular India. High altitude winds help to bring rain. Western disturbances. Jet stream formed over West Asia blows towards east and affects West Asian countries, Northeast India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. The dust storms accompanying these disturbances leave their effect up to Bangladesh. This often creates disturbances in the pleasant winter weather of North India. Very high mountains receive snowfall and the plains receive some rain which is useful to the rabi crop. This may cause unseasonal rain, locally known as Mavthu in Gujarat, which may damage crops. Conditions in South India during winter are different from those in North India. South India is situated in torrid zone near the equator and has a peninsular shape. Its inner area is not very far from seacoast. So this area does not feel severe cold as the northern India during winter. There is no snowfall. Temperature also does not go down very low. Example, the temperature at Kochi during January is around 26 degrees Celsius, Madurai is 25 degrees Celsius, and Chennai is 24 degrees Celsius, but the mountainous area in South India feel low temperature. Temperature decreases towards north. In India, winter is considered to be very pleasant and healthy season. Due to longer and cooler nights, dew and fog are common in early morning. Day is shorter and night is longer. In winter, dry winds coming from over landmass generally do not bring rain, but northeast winds coming over from Bay of Bengal contain humidity. These winds give more rainfall over the Coromandel coast. Northeast gets some rainfall due to the western disturbances and thunderstorms. This rain is very useful for the rabi crop in Punjab and Haryana. These winds give rain in Gujarat occasionally. This unseasonal rain in Gujarat is locally called Mavthu. Like to know. Let us know some frequently used words in the newspapers about Indian weather. El Nino. This is a Spanish word which literally means a small child. The name was given by Peruvian fishermen after the child Jesus because its impact is generally felt around Christmas. This warm current originates to the west of Peru along with the Pacific coast in South America due to atmospheric and oceanic conditions. This current flows westwards and its impact is felt up to India. The El Nino phenomena takes place occasionally. Whenever it takes place, changes occur in the duration of monsoon and amount of rainfall in India. ITCZ. A large low-pressure area develops over the equator where the trade winds converge. It is called Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ. The trade winds rise upwards in the form of air currents. In July, this convergence zone is stationed over 20 degree to 25 degree north latitude. In India, it is stable over Ganga plains. Due to the low pressure developed over this region, winds generated over the oceans in southern hemisphere blow towards this area, causing rain in few parts of North India. During colder season, the convergence zone shifts further south, so the winds change their direction to northeast. Warm weather season, summer or Grishma season. In India, the warm and dry season between March to May is called summer. During this period, the sun rays fall vertically from south to north gradually, and the landmass becomes warmer. Temperature increases continuously. The month of March is the hottest month in southern India. Temperature exceeds 40 degrees Celsius at many places. Central and northeast India experience maximum temperature during April and May. At some places, the temperature reaches around 45 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Thus, entire nation experiences very high temperature during summer. Due to the altitude of peninsula and the plateau, the summer in South India is little mild. Compared to North India, the temperature here remains low. While the temperature in Delhi and Allahabad is 34 degrees Celsius, it is 30 degrees Celsius at Madurai and 27 degrees Celsius at Bengaluru. Thus, physical features and sea seem to have dominating effects on the temperature in south. Like to know, nor'wester. The low-pressure pocket over north and northeast India is spread up to Bihar, due to which some parts of Odisha and Jharkhand become more hot occasionally. It is known as nor'wester. These winds are known as Kal Baisakhi locally and cause much damage in eastern India. Loo. In the arid regions of west and northwest India, sandstorms or thunderstorms are common. In summer, especially in May, very hot winds blow over North India, which are known as loo. Due to the excessive heat, many people and animals die. During this season, tropical cyclones develop over Bay of Bengal and over Arabian Sea, advance towards coastal area and cause devastating effects over coastal regions. Most of the country experiences hot and dry weather during summer. Most of the places do not receive any rain in this season, but sometimes Malabar coast gets some rain which helps the mango crop. So it is called Amra Vrishti. This is useful to mango and coffee crops. The advancing monsoon or rainy season, June to September. India is an agrarian country, and so the rainy season is very important season for India. About 80% of the rainfall in the country is received between June to September. Indian farmer is busy in fanning from the beginning of the rainy season. Southwest monsoon winds are responsible for the rain in this season and the humid and cloudy weather. That is why this is also known as season of southwest monsoon winds. Almost entire India gets rainfall due to these winds. By the end of May, a low pressure develops due to high temperature over India and Central Asia. At this time, Indian Ocean in the south develops high pressure, so winds blow towards northern low pressure pockets. The summer monsoon winds blow from the ocean towards India. As these winds are moisture-laden, they bring rain. Due to the peninsular shape of South India, the southwest monsoon winds are divided into two parts. 1. Arabian Sea current and 2. Bay of Bengal current. Arabian Sea current. Generally, the monsoon in India starts in the beginning of June at Kerala in South India. Western Ghats obstruct the southwest monsoon winds coming over from Arabian Sea. So the entire coast on western slopes of the Ghats receives heavy rain. When these winds cross western Ghats and reach the peninsular plateau, most of its moisture is reduced. Hence, this leeward region gets less rain. Mumbai gets more than 200 centimeter rain, while Pune, which is little farther, gets about 75 centimeter rain. Rain decreases northwards from Kerala to Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra on western coast. One branch of this current enters Madhya Pradesh through the Narmada Valley. This current further merges with the winds coming over from Bay of Bengal. One branch of this Arabian current passes over Gujarat, Saurashtra and Kutch and advances towards Rajasthan. There are no high mountains or dense forests in Gujarat, so there is less possibility of the condensation of their moisture in these winds. After giving rain in Gujarat, when these winds enter Rajasthan, they contain less moisture, so Rajasthan gets less rain. Deserts get even less than 10 centimeter rainfall. Bay of Bengal current. Second branch of the southwest monsoon winds first enters West Bengal and then reaches up to Meghalaya. These winds contain maximum moisture, which give heavy rain in Meghalaya. The slopes of Khasi, Garo and Jaintia hills receive heavy rainfall. Winds here deflect and blow from southeast. They cross over West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and reach Haryana. Their moisture content decreases, so the regions which fall in its way first get more rainfall and gradually the last regions get less rainfall. Further, both these currents coming from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal merge, giving good amount of rain in northern Himalayan region. Snowfall occurs there occasionally. Along with the monsoon winds, cyclones originating over the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea also enter India. Due to this, monsoon becomes more active in some area. During monsoon season, an average of 5 to 6 cyclones pass through India and help in bringing rainfall. India receives her rain through monsoon winds. But these winds do not blow throughout the year and from the same direction. The onset of these winds is also irregular. The phenomena of rainbreak is associated with the monsoon winds. The monsoon rain falls for many days, but there are few rainless days and again it is followed by a spell of rain. This phenomena is called rainbreak. There is also a variation in the physical features in our country. All these factors affect the distribution of rainfall. These factors have made the amount and the distribution of rainfall unequal in India. Assam and Meghalaya receive very heavy rainfall, while the deserts in Rajasthan and Leh in Kashmir receive insignificant rain. Retreating monsoon, October to November. Duration between October and November is better known as retreating monsoon. The vertical sun rays gradually shift southwards and create low pressure over Indian Ocean in south. High pressure develops gradually over North India. By the end of September, a fresh pressure system develops over Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, which weakens the monsoon winds, which have already reached the interior part of India. When the pressure conditions change afterwards, these winds start flowing back towards the sea during October to November. So this period is called season of retreating monsoon. At this time, a season of dry and cool winds starts instead of hot summer. Clear sky and increasing temperature are main characteristics of retreating monsoon winds. Soil contains moisture, daytime temperature increases, night is cool and pleasant. Daytime weather is very perplexing due to the high temperature and humidity. This situation is known as October heat. In Gujarat, it is locally known as Bhadarvi Tap. Climate and human life. The climate of India is of monsoonal type. Irregularity and uncertainty are its characteristics, which have a profound impact on climate and the food, lifestyle, nature of people and agriculture. Besides being an agrarian country, India is under the total control of monsoon climate. So the impact of all the uncertainties of these monsoon winds is seen on the agriculture and human life in India. Following are the major impacts of climate on human life. Due to high temperature during most of the year in India, a large variety of crops can be cultivated. But the uncertainty of rains has resulted into unpredictable production. Most of the rain falls between June and September. So where irrigation is not possible, only one crop can be taken depending on rainfall. The beginning as well as the end of rainy season is uncertain, so many a times water is not available to crops at proper time. This delay causes destruction of seeds and crop production. Sometimes there is a heavy downpour of rain in shorter time. This also destroys crops. Rivers get flooded and cause soil erosion, which in long term reduces crop production. When the rainy season is over, it creates employment problems for agricultural labours. As the farming is not a year-long work, many agricultural labourers migrate to cities. Due to irregular rain, some agro-based industries face problems as they do not get their raw material like cotton, sugarcane, tobacco, etc. Problem of drinking water also becomes acute due to irregular rain. Life in desert or mountainous region becomes full of hardships, which directly affects people's food, clothing, occupation, etc. Like to know. Indian Meteorological Department. The Indian Meteorological Department transmits the weather news of our country on radio, television, and publishes them in newspapers as well as on websites. The office was established in 1875 in Kolkata. Its main office was in Pune till 2005 and now it is shifted to New Delhi. Its other 6 regional offices are located at Chennai, Guwahati, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur, and also in every state capital. IMD has established observation stations from India up to Antarctica. A weather forecast is made based on the information collected from these stations.